Guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video, I'll be going over every AFL team's best player heading into 2023. So these are the players that I think will be their best player in 2023 and players who are just looking like they're going to have a great 2023 season. So without further ado, make sure you do like and subscribe because we want to grow the channel as much as we can. So it would be very appreciated. But let's get straight into it. So for Adelaide, I have Rory Laird coming off a great season. I think Rory Laird should do a lot of damage in 2023 after having such a good season last year. I think he's definitely got the confidence to come out and have a great season this year. So I've got Rory Laird for Adelaide. I reckon he could be in for a big year. Now, Lockie Neale almost won the Brownlow medalist. He's the player who I have for Brisbane. He's an absolute superstar, this bloke. He's going to have an excellent 2023. He'll be up there for the Brownlow. He's looking fit and firing. And no doubt he will have a good year after the sensational year he had last year. Carlton, I have, well, it's quite obvious. I've got Paddy Cripps, the Brownlow medalist. So after winning the Brownlow, his confidence will have skyrocketed. So Paddy Cripps, he should be in like your fantasy team, your super coach team, because he's going to have a huge year after winning that Brownlow. He's in some great form at the moment. He'll be looking to lead his Blues to a final series. Then for Collingwood, this was a bit of a tricky one since my own team, but I've gone with Nick Dacos. After having such a great first year, I feel like he's going to have, after having a pre-season under his belt, he's been training really hard. I've seen a couple of videos of him training. After having such a great first year, I think he's going to come out and be a superstar in 2023 after. Yeah, so he's going to have the confidence after a great year, and he will come out and have such a good year for the Pies this year. For Essendon now, this was a bit of a tricky one. I could have went with Parrish or Merritt, but I actually went for Dyson Heppell now. I feel like he had a pretty good year last year. He had an okay year. And I feel like he's got the experience to come out and have a good season off of half-back. He's getting to the end of it, but I reckon he can put through another good season and will be Essendon's best player in 2023. So, yeah, I reckon he could do some damage this year for the Bombers. Then for Freo, no surprises here, I have Andrew Brayshaw. Such a great year in 2022, sorry. Nearly won the Brownlow. Although I think he could drop off a bit this year, which is a controversial call. But the reason I say that is because I feel like he could do sort of what Paddy Cripps did in 2019, had a bit of an off year in 2020. I feel like he could do that because once you have a great year, that sometimes players the next year, they drop off a bit. But we'll see. I still have Andrew Brayshaw as Freo's best player coming into 2023. And for Geelong, no surprises here. I have Jeremy Cameron. Such a sensational year. He will come out potentially Brownlow medalist, even though he's a forward this year. He's coming off a bloody insane year. Nearly won the Coleman and a grand final. Like, he's got a premiership. So Jeremy Cameron, he's going to come out firing next year. He's such a good player. I feel like he could almost even win the Brownlow. He's just such a good player. Then for Gold Coast, Touk Miller. I've seen a couple of videos of this bloke training. He looks hungry this year. He's going to be in for a great year. Touk Miller came second in the Brownlow, I'm pretty sure, last year. So he's going to have a sensational year. You need to be wary of the Suns this year. They're going to have a good year. Then for GWS, I've got Sam Taylor. Obviously, I think he was an All-Australian backman, so he should have another good year in the backline. I don't think he'll have as good as he did last year, but he should still have a solid year for the Giants. He's about their only good player, to be honest. Then for Hawthorn, I have James Sicily. Well, who else though? Because all Hawthorn's decent players have just left now. Hawthorn, they're going to be very bad this year, I think, but I've got James Sicily as their best player. He's the only good player on their list anymore, I believe. So, yeah, I've gone with James Sicily. Now, Melbourne, there's a couple options for Melbourne, but I've gone with Christian Petrarca. I've seen so many videos of him training, and he looks like a beast. Like, he's going to have a sensational year, this bloke. I reckon, I'm probably going to back him in for the Brownlow, I reckon. Christian Petrarca. Could have chosen Clary or maybe even Gawn or potentially Grundy. I reckon he will also have a good year for Melbourne after leaving Collingwood. But yeah, Christian Petrarca, absolute superstar. And I think he's a Brownlow medal contender. Then North, probably one of the least talented clubs in the AFL at the moment. I've gone with Jai Simpkin. This was probably a hard decision since there's no one really good on North, but I have gone with Jai Simpkin. Then the next player that I have is Travis Boak for Port Adelaide. This was a bit of a tricky one. I could have went with Ollie Wine. Yeah, I didn't go with Ollie Wine since he has had a few injuries last year, but yeah, I went with Travis Boak. He was more experienced than Ollie and I feel like he's in for a decent season. Then the next player I have for Richmond is Shea Bolton. No surprises here. I was thinking of going with Tom Lynch, but Shea Bolton, he's a sensational player. Very, very exciting. It was great to watch him last year, and I feel like he should have another pretty good year this year. Not as good as last year, I don't think, but he will still have a good year. And for St Kilda, I've gone with Jack Steele. Now, I could have went with Jack Sinclair, but I feel like Jack Steele, he would have been better than Jack Sinclair if he stayed injury-free last year. So as long as he stays injury-free this year, I do think he will be St Kilda's best player. He is actually a superstar when he is fit and healthy. Then for Sydney, I've gone with Callum Mills. Now, he had a very good year this year. I think he was like top 10 for the Brownlow. So Callum Mills, I think, has he's coming in fit and healthy. He might be a bit dismotivated after the big loss in the grand final, but I feel like Callum Mills should still have a good year. Okay, West Coast. This is just like, come on. It's Tom Barrass, but like, I've gone with Tom Barrass, but West Coast, they don't have any talent, pretty much. Like, they're really bad, but I've gone with Tom Barrass. He's their best player. He's a good backman. He can intercept marks, so yeah, he's the only one who actually does anything for West Coast, if we're being for real. Then for the Bulldogs, I've gone with Marcus Bontempelli. I've gone with the Bont. I feel like he's going to sort of have like a Patrick Cripps where 2021 he has a great year and then the next year he just drops off a bit. But I think this year he's going to be back and he's going to be fit and firing. I'm expecting a huge year from the Bont. So that is it for the video, guys. I really want you guys to subscribe if you enjoy because it really helps out the channel. Make sure you do leave a like, comment if you would like, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.